is Marina from Darkstar Astrology, bringing you the new moon on November the 7th, and it falls at 15 degrees Scorpio, and I'm recording this very aptly on Halloween night. So here we go. Now, this new moon at this time of year, it's the fall, so that's why the spooky picture as well. Now, and I'm also recording it not with daylight either, so it probably looks a little bit different than normal as well. And you can probably see the little lights in the background too. Anyway, so now the main theme for this new moon is the T-square, which has been an ongoing thing with the nodes, but now it plugs into a learning triangle as well. And we've already looked at that in the monthly forecast. So if you want to have a look at the monthly forecast to learn more about the T-square, you can go to that. But also this T-square has moved into the cardinal signs. So yeah, in the monthly forecast, I looked at the fact that this T-square now has shifted into the cardinal signs, but for this Scorpio new moon, it's still in the fixed signs. So it's a real stubborn as hell new moon, really digging its heels in and clinging on to Jupiter for dear life before it leaves Scorpio for good the very next day. So we've got that to look forward to. It's Jupiter into Sagittarius. Lots of us can't wait for that one. And so yeah. Now the new moon falls on fixed star Zuben El Janubi in the southern scale of Libra, and its closest aspect is a trine to Neptune. So there's a childlike curiosity to this new moon in Scorpio, Scorpio Decan 2. It's also extremely tender and affectionate. Now the moon is also in its fall here, however, so the energies evoked at this time are lustful and desirous, with much focus on seduction. The moon here needs sexual relationships and adores the courtship process. Add in the inky depth of Neptune and we find great mastery of manipulation. So those touched by this new moon might be lucky enough to find they can pull in anyone they want into their labyrinth of love. It's easy for this Scorpio new moon to put you under a spell. Well, maybe they have. And this is the moon of Sirens, a song that hypnotizes sailors. Now, Edward Snowden has this natally, and he's a great example of the clandestine side of this decan in his leaking of classified information about the various global surveillance systems. So he was spying on the spying. The fixed stars found in this decan indicate scandalous love relationships, because it wells up such intense romantic needs that we will do anything to get them fulfilled. So the fixed star for this new moon is Zuben El Janubi, and it's the main star of the unlucky southern scale of Libra. According to Vivian Robson, this star causes malevolence, obstruction, an unforgiving character, violence, disease, lying, crime, disgrace, and danger of poison. Lovely, a nice, lovely collection of Halloween spooks for you. Now, the two scales of Libra used to be the claws of Scorpio, actually, which was a much larger constellation. So they actually fit quite well here in tropical Scorpio. Now, Zuben means claw, and it's the prefix for all the stars that fall in the scales. Libra is actually a very small constellation, and 6 of the 9 stars here do actually fall in Scorpio Decan 2. So we could say that Scorpio and Decan 2 might be the true sidereal Librans. The actual constellation of the scales, though, has a very different vibe than the Venus-ruled tropical sign of Libra. So you can see that Zuben El Janubi is definitely more scorpionic. As Dr. Eris Morse writes, it is well to remember here the association of this star with the scorpion's claw, used for making love as well as slaying its prey. It does not let go until one or the other matter is complete, and onlookers are not sure which of the two acts are in process. Sometimes even the Scorpio gets it wrong along the way. So you can see that this is where Scorpio gets its femme fatale or lady killer reputation. Morse continues that this star frequently shows up ill aspected in many unfortunate situations, from domestic strife and miscarriages of justice to psychopathic killings that started out in the guise of love. Its appearance in better aspects is often just the right moment to repair a relationship and to reconsider a harsh earlier judgment. The Ebertons say that the unfortunate aspects of the southern scale are more marked in nocturnal charts, that's people born at night, and that it is bad health with the luminaries as well. However, a credit given to the southern and northern scales is that they both bestow an immortal name. However, this comes about more by tragic circumstances than by well-noted success. So yeah, it's definitely got a dark side to it, hasn't it? But the southern scale was known as the insufficient price. So this is where we also experience loss, and we are losing the sun in the sky as well. Well, we already have, because now we're into winter time. So the tarot card associated with this decan is actually not so dark and desperate. It's the positive side of the Libra scales, and it's actually got more joy in it than you would expect for this fallen time of the year. So we get a light-hearted and affectionate card in the Six of Cups, and the imagery in the Rider-Waite card is that of children. So it kind of ties in with Halloween as well, really. A boy offering a gift to a girl, and it's an image of childhood memories. This optimistic card is supported by the Sun and Jupiter, who rule this decan, and it represents after times of loss, sadness or despair, we often take comfort and solace from familiar places and those we have known the longest, such as old friends and family. We crave what is secure and steady as we have coped with enough change for the moment. So the new moon aspect is Trine Neptune. So at least we got a nice aspect as well. So the Trine can be extremely devoted to their lover, but they need to be careful that their longing to merge doesn't leave them with no sense of self whatsoever. So at this new moon, we do best when we put this great devotion into an all-consuming passion, i.e. an artistic project, spiritual practice, or best of all, working to transform the lives of the sick and needy. Moon Trine Neptune takes the fantasy element of Neptune and tries to build a utopia. There is a budding saviour quality about it, and it's in tune with the common people's hopes and dreams. The nurturing side of the moon can take on a transpersonal role in mothering the world. So this new moon is the first after Halloween, and this time of year is always going to have a fallen angel quality to it. Sailors, or shall we say any travellers really, are tempted of course by the spellbinding sound of the Sirens song. A stupid amount of planets are retrograde at this new moon, including the pentagram queen herself, Venus, who is extra fierce in Lucifer mode as the morning star now. Venus is also colluding with Persephone as Ceres opposite Uranus, and the codependent vibration to this new moon is actually off the scales. But it's all laced with the romance of Neptune as well. Now, what crystal do we need then to counteract this tendency to escape to La La Land? So for the crystal healing for this new moon, I picked purple fluorite. Now, this is deeply calming. Purple fluorite assists with obsessions that are based in an inability to face reality. It helps focus thoughts on everyday responsibilities. Now, it's also useful for New Age practitioners to combine spirituality with practicality so they can actually use it to earn money. Purple fluorite is also a stone of protection, thought to become more protective the longer you use it. And it's also an ideal dream crystal as well. defending one from evil spirits and bad dreams. It radiates a marvelous energy throughout the light body, relieving stress, spiritual discomfort, and physical blockages. So, you know, we're really just getting used to the fact that it is now darker earlier in the northern hemisphere, and it is a time of reflection. And we can start to look back at 2018, and with the fact that this is a very sort of codependent new moon, it might be a time to, if you do think you might have problems with codependency, it may be a good time to start counselling as well, because it's all about psychological things. Scorpio is a very psychological sign, and it's a good time to start that kind of thing. That brings me to the end. Do come to Darkstar Astrology to check out your monthly horoscopes. All the best. Bye-bye.